Hello, hello. What is up, everybody? And welcome to another episode of Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. We are so happy that you could join us all here today. Welcome, everybody who's checking out the live feed right now on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And also, welcome to everybody who's watching replay of this, whether it's on YouTube or you're listening to us wherever you get podcasts. Do us a favor right now, wherever you're watching us. Please hit that subscribe button so that way you get notified every single time we go live or drop new episodes or videos of the show, which we do weekly over on YouTube. And if you want to stay up to date on every time we release something on the audio feed, hit that follow button too, especially on, like Apple Podcast and Spotify. Like those places like it when you take that extra step and hit the follow button. So if you could do that, that would be very helpful and we very much appreciate it. And if this is your first time checking out Song Swap Showdown, well, welcome everybody, and you are in for a treat today. As always, I mean, we always serve up the treats every single week we do the show, which we do live on Mondays at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you're new to the show, how it all typically works rolls out like this, right? So every week, Amanda and I each swap 3 songs with each other that we don't think the others heard before, which we really try to do. Although I know this week I knew all your songs. I'd be interested to hear which of my songs you have actually heard before, because there was much debate, by the way, this week. Putting the playlist together.
I tried.
There was much debate, but yeah. So we try to swap 3 songs with each other that we don't think the others heard before, and then we rate and review those songs on an ever sliding and complicated scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 record being a total dumpster fire song, get out of here, don't want to hear it, all the way up to 5 records, which is heavenly music to our ears.
Just gorgeous.
Heavenly music to our ears. It's going on the Eternity playlist, which is the playlist that we only want to listen to for eternity. It's
very self-explanatory.
It's very much one of those songs that you could listen to over and over and over again. So that's how the song works. Then an added bonus, just for fun, really. It's for bragging rights, but it's really just for fun. We like to keep track of whose playlist reigns supreme. So whoever gets the highest score, with a maximum score of 15, because if we're doing 5 records
each, right,
times 3, math, 15 records. So with a maximum score of 15, whose playlist will reign supreme, we will find out by the end of the show. Right now, as it stands, we are like, let's see, you're 2-1 since we started keeping track.
Yep.
And I'm 1-2. So
absolutely. This is a really recent thing.
You're in the lead. Yeah, I know the show's been on for 3 seasons, but we just recently decided to do this. Thanks to the community, by the way. You guys are the ones that really pushed this, especially Ian from Australia and everybody else who's been chiming in. So we decided to finally add that little element of fun to the show. So,
and if that wasn't fun enough, watching us do math adds the additional fun element, because we're not good at mathing. And while it's only 15 points, you don't realize how complicated 15 points can be until you're under pressure trying to add up 4.7 and 4.6 or all those things. I mean,
it's a whole thing.
Cow, it's a whole thing is right.
It is a whole thing. It is. But it is fun. So we added that. And now the other thing that we added, if you listened to last week's episode, we also added now a feature at the end of the show, which you're going to want to stay tuned for all the way at the end, which is spinning our wheel of show themes. So this was something that, so Amanda and I, just behind the scenes, little BTS of how the show works, is normally Amanda and I come up with we come up with lists of show themes, right? Stuff that we like, stuff that we're inspired by. Sometimes it actually happens during the week, like even, like things like Ted Lasso, the finale, like kind of spurred on a whole, like sad songs kind of show. So anyway, we've been doing this for a while, but we've always been putting in our Facebook group, which you could join for free by using the link in our show notes, by the way, FYI. Yep. But every week we put it in there. Hey, what do you think would be great show ideas? And then when we do have the theme, what songs do you like? So we're very, very participatory with our community, which we love. So thank you guys all so much, by the way, for participating. However, we wanted to take it up a notch.
Yeah, we did.
So we said, well, what if we started taking everybody's ideas for show themes and we added it to a giant spinny wheel And we spun it at the end of the show to pick next week's theme. And so now that is an added feature at the end of every show where we will spin the wheel to decide next week's show theme. So, and that is a combination of stuff that's been added from the community plus stuff from mine and Amanda's list. So, if you want to get in on that action, you have to join the Facebook group to do that. So, there's a chat, there's actually a post. So, go in there, post your themes. If it's not already been a theme that's been added to the wheel already, we're going to add it. So, let your voice be heard. Join the Facebook group so that way you and your idea, your genius idea, can get to the spinning wheel of themes. Speaking of which, today's theme was a theme that was spun on the wheel last, and it happened to be one of our themes that has been in the mix. So, Amanda, what is today's show theme?
Today's show theme is 2000s, and we specifically narrowed it down from 2000 to 2009, so the early 2000s, and I'm excited for this. I think a lot of popular songs, a lot of people know these songs. It's recent history. It's not like it's going back to the 80s or 90s where maybe some of our listeners weren't even born yet, right?
Yeah.
So this is a genre, a decade that most people have heard of. Very interesting to see if they're going to like this era of music. Do we like this era of music?
I definitely like this era of music, and we had a lot of great comments in the group of people putting up different music suggestions, and I believe one or two, maybe one, wound up on my list already. So it's going to be a fun show. So yeah, as we go along, if you're watching live, please feel free to play along, comment, let us know what some of your favorite tunes were from the 2000s, and specifically, we're going 2000 to 2009, and because today, as we're recording this and streaming live, it's July 3rd. So it's the day, the 4th of July. Then now we're here in America, which is where Amanda and I are from. I'm in New Jersey. Amanda's in Michigan. So we are also adding in the fact that they had to be American-based bands. So that's the other little kicker. So all the bands that we've selected here are American-based bands.
I forgot we threw in that rule, and
well,
so
it's a good thing all your bands are American based. I think.
Okay, good. I started sweating a little. I went, oh, I forgot that rule was in.
You forgot that was in play?
Yes. Okay, this is what it's like working with Amanda Sharp, everyone.
This is what it's like working with Amanda Sharp.
Amanda Sharp. Right, well, lucky for me, I followed the rules, not even meaning to. And I absolutely knew that conversation happened. I just went rogue.
You totally went rogue. Look at you.
Totally going rogue. Amanda doesn't go rogue. Who is this Amanda?
And in true American spirit, Amanda the Rebel went rogue.
Timely. God bless America.
There you go. Very timely.
This is going to be fun. I don't think any of the suggestions in our group ended up on my list, but that is okay.
Well, I will say, I do take it back. One of your picks is not American born.
Okay.
So.
Which one?
So you blew it up. You already blew it up.
I'm knocked 5 points. So Chris,
I was wrong. I thought they were all, and then I just did a quick check. So
I'm looking and I'm going.
Throwing that one out the window, everybody. That's
0 points allowed.
Sip your coffee.
I'm sipping. I'm trying to self-soothe here.
Right. So we're doing artists from 2000 to 2009. Throw the American thing out the window.
Man, I screwed it up. All right.
I love it. Wait, here we go. But still, the artists are from 2000 to 2009. So we've got that.
I did adhere to that. I did fact check that.
So once again, if you are listening live, if you listen or watching live, please feel free to play along. Throw your comments in the chat, which is already very, very lively.
Very lively.
Before we dive in, let's say hello to some of our friends. We have our Mr. Dave Mattingly checking in with Good Morning Song Swappers. Dave Mattingly, one of our VIPs on our Buy Me a Coffee. So
Mhm.
if you'd like to buy us a coffee, if you like what we're doing and would like to support the show, whether on a one-time or monthly basis, you could do that by going over to buymeacoffee.com and being as cool as Dave Mattingly and supporting us monthly. Thank you, Dave. We love you. Thanks for being a VIP member of the Song Swap Showdown community. Love you, pal. Thank you. We've also got Mark Ronick checking in with Good Morning CNA. Good morning, my friend. Fork Boy, check it in. I know we have a lot of people checking in today because most people are actually off
I know,
from
I'm
work
thrilled.
today. So we've got a lot of people who are off from work. Fork Boy really should have pulled up my Zune to see what I had as my top plays.
And I don't know what a Zune is.
You don't know what a Zune
My
is,
mind
huh?
the whole time is going, "What's a Zune?"
So a Zune was basically Microsoft's version of their iPod, of an iPod.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Microsoft like, was this like a
Yeah, so I
Windows?
gotta let me show you what a Zune looked like. Let me see if I can. For
All I
those of
wanna
you
do is
watching
a Zune, 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 and a
for
boom,
those
boom.
of you watching the video version of this,
I
you'll
get
appreciate this.
and everyone I get real close to the
So this is
camera
what a
when I'm looking.
Zune
Oh,
was.
that's fancy.
I love that this one says it's going for like $800 or whatever it is, but this is what a Zune was. So this was
That's cute.
Microsoft's
Okay,
version of an iPod. So this was their MP3 player. It did
okay.
not survive the MP3 player wars. They actually make a big joke about it on in Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Well, it's cute and very classy looking.
Yeah, so that was a Zune. So I
Okay.
don't know how many other people owned a Zune versus an iPod. Let us know in the comments. I know
Mm,
Tony Donato, Mr.
Tony
Forkboy,
Donato.
he
Mhm.
had a Zune. He had a Zune. All right, moving forward. Yes, thank you, Tony. Love the Action Park Murphy's Law shirt. Yes, how to wear the Action Park Murphy's Law inspired shirt. If anybody from New Jersey knows Action Park, you know Action Park. Anybody outside of New Jersey, I'm not sure. Watch the documentary on HBO. You'll be totally blown away. Let's see who else we got here checking in. Yeah, Tony throwing the rules rules in a bay like all the tea. There it
Very
is.
timely. Very timely.
Stephanie McCabe, my sis, checking in with
Yeah.
good morning.
And
Oh,
then
and Dave Mattingly's got some suggestions here.
he does, as well as Ian up at the
Yes,
Ian is like
Ian's
8
on it.
8:10, he's on
Yeah.
this. He's, like, throwing things in the comments, and we're seeing it before the show goes live, and we're always so impressed by
So
that.
Dave Mattingly's suggestions for Amanda are Shakira with objection, parentheses tango, Finger 11 with one thing, and Get Cape, Wear Cape, Fly by Dance, DANCE.
Mhm. Ba, ba,
There
ba,
you
ba,
go.
ba,
My
ba.
suggestions for Chris are Arctic Monkeys, Brainstorm, Johnny Cash, Rusty Cage, Rai Rai, Sunshine. I've heard two of these songs. I have not heard Rai Rai, Sunshine. I've
Rah,
not
rah,
heard that one, but I've
sunshine.
heard the other two, Dave, and they are good. They are good. And let's go over to our friend from Australia. Check it in, Mr. Ian from Australia. American music from the 2000s that made the Aussie charts was not my cup of tea, so I had to dig a little deeper to find my three for this week. Here are Ian's three picks. Your Love by Victoria Williams. Oh, good pick. Good pick. Came out in 2001. Leave the Light On by Beth Hart in 2003. And Sea of Tears by Eileen Jewell in 2009. So those are Ian's top
Fairly
three
sweet band.
picks for the 2000 to 2009 artists. Thank you, Ian, for sharing that, buddy. Really appreciate it. All right.
Woo!
So
Mhm.
let's start the
Let's
show.
do this.
Let's get the show going.
Let's do
All
this.
right. Who is going first this week?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll
All
go
right.
first. All
You're
right.
going first. So let me just tell you once again, putting this list together for you this week was a challenge because there were a lot of songs and there was group discussions. There were actual group discussions going on at various 4th of July barbecues and all that because the topic was these are good songs. What will Amanda not know? Because that's the fun, right? The fun is trying to give you stuff that
Absolutely.
we don't think you've
Yep.
heard before. I don't think you've heard before, but this was a group thing. So songs we didn't think you had heard before. So I think we're 50-50 at all these songs because you have surprised me over the course of 3 seasons. You have surprised me, Amanda Sharp,
I know.
in
I
in
know.
all ways. So, Amanda Sharp, my
Okay.
first song to you, did you know it?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Which was Numb by Linkin Park. Okay. So I know this a couple different ways.
Okay. All
So
right.
first and foremost, I know it because of the show Charmed. So as soon as I heard it, I immediately went to Charmed. I Google machined it. I was like, boom,
Oh,
yep,
I didn't
it's
know.
in
I
there.
actually did. See, I didn't know the song was in Charmed.
I think it's in 2 episodes, and it's like they play a lot of the song,
Mhm.
and so I really know, like, my mind goes, "I know it's been in the show," and so I always
Right.
have to Google, and sometimes I have a hard time finding it, but this one popped right up, and I was like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
I know it," and then also Marcus used to listen to this, like, so
Oh, okay.
Marcus
I always
and
forget about the Marcus factor.
yes,
There's the Marcus X factor.
yeah, yes,
Gotta
yes,
add that
so
to the board.
yep, so these
That's a
these
pin.
years yes, right? A pin in the serial killer board
A
of
serial
Amanda's
killer board.
brain. And so we back in the day, I mean, you would listen to it on the radio or you had a CD, so if he had a CD in a Linkin Park, we were listening to it all,
Right.
if not over and over as we were driving places. So, I did know it from him, and, I really I like the meaning of this song.
You do?
I really do. I think
Okay,
it's
good.
something that when you go to songfacts.com, we're not sponsored by them, but we'd love to be. Um, it breaks it down into this song's about basically someone not living up to their parents' expectations of what they
Yeah.
wanted. And that's something I'm so passionate about. I don't think enough parents raise the kids they have, they raise the kids they want to have.
Mm,
They had these preconceived notions of my kid's gonna do this, 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 this,
right.
and, I mean, I found out that as a parent, the first time you try to plan anything, it usually goes opposite, so I
Right.
threw in that towel a long time ago, and so I just really related to the song, and I think a lot of kids can relate to this song, and I hope there's some babies who are listening to this. Do you think, like, the baby generation's listening to this?
I absolutely do because I gotta
Good.
tell you, Linkin Park is a band that has um, really has, I think, I'm gonna say the word aged, the phrase aged well.
Okay.
I think Linkin Park is continuing to find new fans. I mean, even when you on TikTok, you hear a lot of Linkin Park stuff. So I think whenever you hear a band's music being used a lot on TikTok, it usually means that they're still part of very much of the lexicon. And Linkin Park was, when you look back at how big of an impact they made on heavy music back in the 2000s, and how they even evolved that over time, is really something. And I got to tell you, for me, my personal experience with Linkin Park, honestly, is, if I'm being fully transparent, when they first came onto the scene, and this is just me being like a grumpy old metal guy, um, wasn't always as musically open as I am now. A younger
Same.
version of myself was a little
Easy.
bit more of a gatekeeper and elitist, which is so stupid and so silly to think about it now. But hey, I went through my period of gatekeeping of music, and for some reason, Linkin Park to me just didn't hit me. I kind of felt like, oh, they were like the boy band of metal. All that stuff was so silly because really they were so much better than. And this is a band, when I say they've aged well for me. Um, I kind of, as they evolved their sound, I actually got more and more into them. And I just started really paying attention to them more than sort of writing them off as like a flavor of the
Mhm.
week, which is kind of how I
Sure.
initially did it, which was
Sure.
stupid and silly at the time. Um, but yeah, I've really grown to really like them a lot. And this song, I think, is just, it's a really good song. I mean, the lyrics are great.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful song, and it's
Yeah.
got all their good tones, and it's Linkin Park has that sound, man, and you like know right away from like note one,
Mhm.
there's a Linkin
Mhm.
Park song. So this was a big one, man. This was a big one. This was a song that charted number 11 in the United States, when it was released in 2003 off of Meteora, which is now actually having an anniversary. And as it being 2023, they're doing a 20th anniversary. They just did it. They just released a 20th anniversary version of this record, with all kinds of crazy beasts. I mean, I watched the unboxing video on Instagram, and but it's a very beautiful package. And it's a nice tribute. I mean, especially for a band that really did make an impact. And obviously, everybody knows what Chester went through and all that. So yeah, I like the song. So, and I had a lot of Linkin Park songs, actually. I was like, I would take them on. I
Mhm.
knew from day one when we picked this theme last week, I was giving you a Linkin Park song. It was just
Mhm.
a matter of like, which one am I going to give you? And I
Sure.
went through quite a bit of them, but I started with Numb, came off the list, and then I eventually just came back to putting Numb back
Yeah.
on there. So that's
It's
it.
it's a good song. It's a good
Yeah,
song. It is
cool.
something that makes me feel 2000s.
Hmm.
It sends me back
Right.
into that. So, yeah. Okay, so where do I rate this song?
Where are you rating Numb by Linkin
Where
Park?
am I rating the song Numb? I'm going to
Where is this
rate
happening?
the song. Okay. I'm coming in a little harsh
Okay.
because it's not like I haven't heard this song many times. So,
All
like,
right. All right.
oftentimes I'm like, okay, I'm going to start here, but I feel like it's going to end here. Like, I
Right.
feel like I know where I want this song to be. So, it's not
Okay.
a reflection that it's necessarily bad. It's just for me, it's not like
So
the
there's a lot of
whole.
disclaimers going on here. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. I know. There are. There are. So, I'm going to nestle this one in to like a 3.6.
A 3.6.
A 3.6, and I'm sorry if
3.6.
that seems low,
Okay.
but it's because I have heard this before and I've listened to it several times. It does take me back to the 2000s, and
Right.
I listen. I don't really have great fond memories of like the early 2000, like the 2000s, more than like the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
I wasn't a mom until '07, and I
Mm-hmm.
say I was a whole different person
Right. A
before I
whole
became
person.
a mama's.
I would love to. I would love to have hung out with you back in the day. I don't.
As
I think we would have been friends. I think we
I
would have been friends.
I
I'm not.
don't
But then again, I don't know because I don't know. You and I was hanging in way different crowds than I don't know if we would have like met. I don't know if our crowds would have met each other. I don't know.
it could have been, but maybe
I don't
probably
know.
not. I was just really a B. I was a double B. I was a B and a brat.
You were a queen bee, huh?
Yeah, like I was the BITCH and then I was a brat, like double
Wow.
B.
Wow.
And Marcus was forced to marry me.
He was forced to marry you.
Do you know that man tells people, yeah, she told me she was pregnant, and 5 years later, we finally had our son. Isn't he obnoxious? But I did.
It's
I
the
mean,
same way the
did
show
kind of
started,
force him.
almost. Not that you were pregnant, but you're like, we're
Yeah.
doing a show together. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So maybe I was a triple B, a BTCIH. I think I spelled that wrong.
No, BITCH. No, you got it.
Okay, good. And then a brat, and then
Yeah.
bossy. So I never left the bossy.
Mark Ronick, I can't picture Amanda as a B. Bossy, maybe. A B? Yeah.
So I added the third B for that. All right.
Yeah. All right. So
Ah.
Fork Boy checking in. And
Mm.
this is a friend of ours. I remember chatting with Bunny, friend of ours. We both took a while for us to get into Linkin Park, but it does epitomize the 2000s.
Mhm.
Yeah. Agreed, man. Agreed.
Mhm.
100%. Dave Mattingly checking back in with my suggestion for both Mika, Lollipop. All right, Dave. Thank you.
Mm.
And Tony also saying, still, in my humble opinion, still thinking the Zune is better than Apple iPod. So that's gonna be a good one for
Duly
the
noted.
for the group. What was better, Apple iPod or Zune?
I didn't have either.
Just because Apple iPod won the war doesn't mean, like Betamax versus VHS. Beta was actually a better format.
I feel like this is the Android and iPhone like war.
Oh, 1000% Android versus iPhone war.
It's just shifted.
Absolutely. So real quick, I just want to show everybody so if you're watching the video version of this is what goes on every week when I'm trying to think of what Amanda isn't gonna know. This is kind of what I feel like it's this. And basically, if you're not watching the video version, it's a picture of basically the serial killer board, like the crime board that's in like every single detective
Yeah.
movie with the pins and the pieces of string connecting to this and that. But this is what it feels like.
Yeah.
Trying to pick songs for you every week.
I feel like that's a really good depiction of also what happens as I'm trying to like rate them. I go all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, oh,
Come
Yvonne,
on.
late bloomer living. Yes, Yvonne, having a hard time imagining Amanda as a triple B. Watching you guys from the road. Thank you, Yvonne.
And I'll tease. So Yvonne is on the way to come see me
In Ida, Michigan.
in Ida, Michigan, you guys.
Yes.
I am pumped. I hope that's still the plan.
Hope
I
that's still a
mean,
book.
when you're on a road trip, things happen, things change. But
Yeah.
yes, I'm super pumped. So
Awesome.
look at
Awesome.
I got
All
my
right.
skates if you brought yours.
Oh, look at that. The skates. The skates are going on.
Okay. Whew.
All right. So right now, as it stands, the tally is you gave me a 3.6 rating for
Mhm.
Linkin Park's Numb. So your first song to
Mhm.
me, which is not an American song
I'm
or
so
American-born
sorry.
artist.
Oh, man. I messed up. I was just all right. I was just really excited because it almost made the list last week. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll put it on this week.
Yeah. Sorry.
Shame.
Sorry. Sorry.
Shameful. Sorry, guys.
Shameful. Shameful. All right. So anyway, your song to me this week, your first song to me is
Mhm.
the TikTok classic, which is hilarious. Which is "It Wasn't Me" by Shaggy and Rik Rok. Now, come on, everybody knows this song. I
It
mean,
is fun.
I remember trying to do the. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, please go on TikTok and amuse yourself. Just type in "It Wasn't Me" because it was, and this was going on during lockdown. It was a hilarious. I thought it was a great trend of "It Wasn't Me," and they were doing different shots of dogs in different spots of "It Wasn't Me" during that whole part. Like, it wasn't me in the shower. It wasn't like that whole thing. And I tried doing it with my dog Milo, and he wasn't having it.
He wasn't having it.
He was not having it. So I should try that again now.
Maybe
Revive a dead TikTok trend.
well, it might took him a couple years to grow into the role.
Yeah. I have to go back and revisit it. Let's see if I can do it again. So anyway, here we go.
Here we go.
Shaggy's "It Wasn't Me," right?
It
So
wasn't me.
if you don't know what the song is about, I'm going to tell you what the song's about. The song's about a guy who gets caught cheating on his girl but denies it, even though he is clearly guilty. It was inspired by a comedy routine by Eddie Murphy, performed in his movie Raw, where Eddie Murphy said that no matter what your girl accuses you of, never admit to anything. Just say it wasn't me and don't offer details. By the way, Eddie Murphy Raw still holds up, still amazing. But yeah, so I love that explanation of the song. I think it's I mean, you can't. This is one of these songs where we've talked about. This is doesn't matter where you are. I think you can be anywhere, possibly even on the planet, maybe. That if this song comes on, pretty much everybody knows this tune. Like it's a fun song. It's one of those. I guess I don't know if you want to call it a novelty song. I don't know if it's so much a novelty song. But it became a little bit more of like a party staple type
Yeah.
thing. And like, obviously, like I just said, it became a big TikTok trend for a while, which it probably still is. I just doesn't show up on my feed anymore. But I liked it. And there's actually some fun history about this song though, too. So again, this is why I love doing this show, because it allows me to finally dive in and learn about some of these songs, especially something like "It Wasn't Me." Like, what's the history behind this song? How did it come about? Why was it a hit? And by the way, thank you so much to songfacts.com for existing. Even though you're
Yes.
not an official sponsor of the show, half the show, 75% of the show wouldn't be able to be done without songfacts.com, in my humble opinion.
Yes.
But it's pretty good. So I don't know if anybody knew this, but the track is actually built on a sample of a 1970 song, "Smile Happy," from the band War. So it's actually built upon that sample. So this was actually this wasn't supposed to be the first single from this record, which came out. So the name of actually the record this was on, and by the way, this came out in 2000. This is on the album Hot Shot. So this was not supposed to be the first single, but it got some heat in Hawaii when a disc jockey on a Honolulu radio station, KIKI, downloaded it from the internet and played it on the air. This convinced Shaggy's record company, MCA, to issue it as a single. The first single from the record was actually called "Dance and Shout." And it seemed like, as Songfacts.com says, it seemed like a solid bet because it was produced by the reliable hitmakers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, but it flopped hard, only reaching number 104 in America in August 2000. The album and Shaggy's career seemed to be left for dead, but it wasn't revived him in a big way, hitting number 1 in February of 2001. And then after that, that was 6 months after, "Dance and Shout" bombed. So very interesting. And then I thought that this was kind of interesting. So in a 2023 interview with People magazine, Shaggy has said that this song has given him a misleading image as a player. The intention behind the song was quite the opposite, as he said. People didn't listen to the record to the end. He pointed out that there's a crucial part in the song where a conversation takes place between the two individuals. In his dialogue, Shaggy's character initially offers misguided advice, urging his friend to deny the cheating allegations by saying, "It wasn't me." But Shaggy stressed that the overlooked second half of the conversation holds the key to understanding the song's true meaning. At the end, the guy says, "I'm going to tell her that I'm sorry for the pain that I've caused, and I've been listening to your reasoning. It makes no sense at all. You might think that you're a player, but you're completely lost," he explained. Nobody hears that part. That's what the song says. So
Well,
it's
you just
amazing.
get caught up in the drama of it.
Right, exactly.
You
So,
can't help but love the drama.
So next time you listen to the song, listen to it all the way to the end, so that way you catch the entire meaning of the story. Basically, that's what Shaggy is saying. So, where does Shaggy's "It Wasn't Me" rank? So I got to tell you, I mean, I've heard this song so many
Mhm.
times. It's hard to not like get into the song. It's hard to not dance to it. It's hard to
Mhm.
not like sing, that catchy chorus. Like it's just the whole thing is a lot of fun. Is it a 5 record song?
Mm.
So I guess you could say from a pop standpoint, from mainstream success, it would be a 5 record song. I don't know if the song is necessarily great, but it's fun,
Mhm.
right? So I don't know if I can give it 5 records, but I definitely feel comfortable giving it 4 records for sure.
Okay.
Because it is a fun song. It's a party song. People have a good time. I have a good time listening to it.
Mhm.
It's you smile every time, and and now all I can ever think about is all those TikTok videos with the dogs in the different places. Which
Power of TikTok.
I'm telling everybody, you gotta go see if you didn't see them. I laugh. I laugh at some of the most stupid, especially if it involves dogs. I'm like always
People got
laughing at
real
something.
creative during
Yeah.
lockdowns.
People got really, really, yeah.
All
So
right, I receive your 4 records.
so I will give this 4 records just because I think it's a fun song and everybody knows it, and it's good. It's good.
It's fun.
It's good. So couple I prefer Shaggy's Angel over It Wasn't Me. Okay, great. Thank you, Dave. Dave checking in with that. Lady Shaw's response to Shaggy was epic. I don't know that response, so you'd have to share that. Put it in the group. Put it in a group. Ian checking in with sorry. The only Shaggy I like was on Scooby Doo. There you
Fair
go.
enough.
All right. Dave chiming in with zoinks.
Thanks.
Zoinks
From Scooby
from
Doo.
Scooby Doo. So
I love Scooby Doo.
all right. And by the way, all the songs that we are talking about, actually, just so everybody knows, is you can actually listen to them on our Song Swap Showdown 2023 playlist right now on Spotify. That link is in our show notes. So if you want to hear every song that we talk about, including on today's show, and every song since the start of season 3, they're all on there. They're all cataloged. They're actually all in order. So give a
Mhm.
listen to it. And
Mhm.
every time we do a show, the top of the playlist, the very start of the playlist, is that week's 6 songs that we talked about. So just an FYI for everybody. Go check it out if you have Spotify. If you're not, then I don't know. Use something else.
Google them individually.
use your Zune. All right. My second song to you, Amanda. Right
Which
now, you're in
was
the lead, by the way.
which I wasn't sure. Well, you know what? And I probably should get some points knocked for it not being an American artist by playing for the rules. So we'll
Yeah, but we
nitty-gritty
didn't.
that at the end.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. So your second song to me was "I Write Sins, Not Tragedies" by Panic at the Disco. Panic! Exclamation point at the
And
disco.
did you know this song?
I did.
Oh my God.
I did. So I knew it because of
Did
Marcus.
not think you were going to list it.
And I can
didn't know
specifically remember driving
know
around
this
and
one.
like when it talks about closing the door,
Yeah.
the GD door.
The GD door.
Marcus sang that part really good. And I was like, oh,
He sang that part really good.
he sang that part really good. So I remember him singing that part. I can like hear it in my head.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't know it from him. However, as I was Google machining it, apparently it's saying that it's in the offices, like the Office, the TV show. And
I don't
and
remember it being in there, but it's been a
Jim,
while since I watched The Office.
they're saying it's in the Pam and Jim's wedding episode. So I'm gonna have to go into that and look.
Which I don't like that episode at all, but
Sames.
that's actually when I kind of stopped watching. After the wedding episode, I kind of built up. That's another story.
It is. It is. I agree with you though. I agree with you. So okay. when I song fact it, I had to like anchor down. Like I have so many thoughts. Okay, when I
All right.
song fact it,
You
again, we're
saw
not
you song
sponsored.
fact it.
Song fact it.
Thank you,
And
song facts.
I went to the comments and I couldn't help but notice the very first comment that showed up on my end was, are you seeing it on your end?
I just looked it up. I just looked it up. Oh my
The
God.
little annoying girl wrecked the whole song, and it just spoke to me because that's what we get on our YouTube channel all the time is
Oh, we get that all the
girl.
time.
I'm that girl, and I wreck all over the reviews.
Yeah. You wreck everything, Amanda.
I
You'd be
ruined it
better off doing
all.
this show by yourself, Chris.
Yes, which has been said before by those mean YouTubers.
That's all right. Keep it's like the dark side.
It is, but they help the algorithm, so keep them coming.
Let the hate flow.
So I just thought that was really funny, and I connected a
Yeah.
little bit. And you know what I really like about this song is there was an interpretation also in the comments where the song is essentially about someone cheating on someone basically the day of their wedding. Correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong, right? And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's real like shady.
Super
Real
shady.
shady. Yeah. So like our two of our songs are kind of in the same lane though,
Still,
which is which is funny. We tend to do this often. But you know what I really liked is when it's saying close the GD door, it's
Yeah.
kind of like don't air your dirty laundry.
right.
Like keep the door closed. Keep those secrets to you. You don't have to like show it to the world. Don't flaunt the crazy.
Don't flaunt the crazy.
Don't flaunt the infidelity. Be smarter than that. And I'm not encouraging infidelity either, y'all. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be like so obvious to the world is all. So I
Correct.
do
Okay.
really, I actually kind of, I dig this song a little bit more than Numb.
Okay.
I think it has a little bit more of a fun pace to it. It doesn't, it's a lighter tone song versus Numb is a little bit more not
Yeah, it's a little
lighter. It's a little more
introspective.
serious.
Yeah.
A little more serious. So this one I enjoy and I really like the chorus a lot. It's fun for me.
It's a sing-along song. I
Yeah.
mean, it's I don't know if everybody knows the song, but the song was huge, man. I mean, it charted number 7 in 2005. And by the way, in case you didn't know, I'm Amanda Sharp. Being an early MySpace person, did you have a MySpace? By the way, did you have a MySpace account?
I
Were you on
did.
MySpace?
Yes.
So MySpace.
Got a pocket full of
I actually
sunshine. That was my
loved.
song.
By the way, I actually loved MySpace. I really loved MySpace because there was so much music stuff on MySpace, and Panic at the Disco were a MySpace band, like a band that blew up because of MySpace. Like they were
Interesting.
1,000% a MySpace band that blew up being on MySpace, and then eventually led to a record deal, blah, 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 all the whole, you could read about the whole history of that, but they were a MySpace band. And I remember, hearing about them and listening to them on MySpace, and then all of a sudden they're on then they break and they're playing everywhere, and then they're on MTV, and like this song's like I mean it's crazy to see that, but yeah, they were one of the bands that really broke out from MySpace.
So
during
I
that time.
I didn't really realize that MySpace had like the TikTok effect that could like catapult somebody into success or discovery. So that's interesting.
MySpace 100% had that, like MySpace bands.
I utilized MySpace, but I don't think I used MySpace. I look back and I go, wow, didn't you have like 5 of your top friends, which
Tom
is so
from MySpace.
which is so isolating, right? Like you get to, it just seems so not inclusive. It seems like it could have hurt a lot of people's feelings. It was like a bio page, right? I mean, isn't that all it really was?
Tom from MySpace.
Was that I mean, obviously it's a real person, but like, is he like really, was he associated with MySpace?
He created it.
So that was the creator.
That Tom Anderson created MySpace.
That is so funny. Did like Facebook buy
everybody's
MySpace out?
everybody's friend? Everybody's friend, Tom.
He played that well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Love it. I miss MySpace.
I think it's still out there.
Yeah, there's a version of it that was rebooted, and then somebody had actually created like a thing where you can actually create a MySpace page for like old school, like someone was doing an emulator.
I'd have to go back and find mine. I'm probably embarrassed by what it
You
is.
got to go back to Wayback Machine.
Yeah, like I don't. That
Yeah,
was an Amanda that I
yeah,
probably didn't love. So,
yeah.
oh, MySpace.
Here it is. Top 8 for Fork Boy. Checking in. Top 8 was the spot. You were right. Top 8 was the spot for sure. And it made number 12 in Australia. Thank you, Ian, for checking
Thank
in
you.
on I Rate Sins, but
Song
not Tragedies.
facting.
Song facting. All right. So, Amanda,
Mhm.
where does I Rate Sins, Not Tragedies
I'm gonna come in. This is a 4
align for
record
you?
for me. This is a 4 record.
For
4
record,
records for Chris's I
it's
Write Sins, Not
on the
Tragedies.
record.
It is on the
Record.
record.
For records.
So we've got a 7.6 to
All right.
4.0.
All right.
All right, here we go.
There it is.
There it is.
Everybody. I Rate Sins, Not Tragedies. Panic at the Disco. 4 records from Amanda Sharp.
That's me.
All right. So your next song to me, which
Mhm.
I have to be honest, was a little like, oh, Amanda Sharp. Look at you. I gotta hear your story on how this song is on your radio, which I'm happy. I'm very happy it is, by the way.
Mhm.
So because this was actually the song that got me into Outkast was Miss Jackson.
Ooh.
This is your second song, Miss Jackson, by Outkast. And I actually have to credit my brother, by the way. Because as much as I was the punk metal hardcore like member of the family that got my brother into heavy music, my sister also listened to heavy music too. My sister and I both, because we were so close in age, so we
Yeah.
both grew up listening to much of the same stuff. My brother was very much into hip hop and rap, and I knew a lot of more 80s and early,
Yes.
90s, but I kind of fell off at some point, and I really didn't keep up with much in hip hop. And my brother was very much into hip hop and rap, so he would play me a lot of stuff that I just hadn't heard, wasn't on my radar. And Miss Jackson was one of those songs that I had heard due to him. And guy was like, wow, this is really good. Like, this is really good. And who is this? Oh, it's Outkast. Oh, this is great. Like, so blew me away. I mean, so this is such a good track. I mean, listen, I think everybody who's listening to Outkast knows that Miss Jackson is just a great song. Now the story behind the song. Do you know the story behind the song
I
of Miss
don't.
Jackson?
I don't.
So, well, thank God soundfacts.com has figured it out for us. But yeah, so this song actually too, this was another thing. I didn't know this. This was number 1 in America
I
when it
didn't
was
know that.
released. This was a number 1 song in 2000, and it charted number 2 in the UK actually when it was released in 2000.
Legit.
Also, Stankonia came out in 2000. So here is the story according to songfacts.com. The lyrics are a message to the mother of singer Erykah Badu. Andre 3000, Andre Benjamin, one of the rappers in a group, in case you didn't know, had a child with Badu out of wedlock named Seven Serious Benjamin. How about that for a name?
That's a name.
Seven Serious Benjamin. You know what? And I read this really fast, and because I'm such a nerd, I thought it read like Severus Serious, and I'm like, oh, someone's a
It's
real
like
big
a
Harry
Harry
Potter
Potter
fan.
fan.
Harry
What?
Potter fan. And I'm
I
like, oh
know.
no, it's 7, not that's Severus.
I went right as you were saying
Nerd
it,
brain.
slow. I was like, that's like Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter. Seven Serious Benjamin. He wanted Badu's mother to hear his side of the story. As he felt he was being portrayed as a bad father, he felt Badu kept him away from their child on purpose. Andre 3000 explained in the Atlanta Journal, I probably would have never come out and tell Erykah's mom, I'm sorry for what went down, but music gives you the chance to say what you want to say, and her mom loved it. She's like, where's my publishing check? So, which is funny. So, and Erykah Badu had said that her mother said that what that let me take that back. So his mother or her mother had said that she felt that she loved it and that she actually went out and bought herself a Miss Jackson license plate, and she also had the mug, the ink pen, she had the headband, she had everything that said Miss Jackson. I thought that was hilarious. So
I
this
love it.
actually won a Grammy for Best Rap Performance by a duo or a group, and Outkast also won Best Rap Album that year. So this was a huge, huge song. Huge song. So I love it.
I know this song because of Owen.
You know the song because of Owen.
Owen actually introduced me. So I didn't necessarily know this song in the early 2000s. I was introduced to this song this year. And so
Mhm.
every drive to and from school,
Just this year?
just this year.
See, and it was Owen, who's
And it was my
younger
baby.
generation, younger
Mhm.
generation. And see, this song was released in 2000, and here it is 23 years later, and young people are
Yeah.
still finding Outkast's music, which is there you go.
It was fascinating, and I can't help it. So I would just sing it, and I would feel so cool because I was singing the song in the car with my baby who had it on his shuffle.
His shuffle.
On his shuffle. Spotify. So, yeah, my baby did it, and it's
Yeah.
just I really like the beat of the song, the message in it is
Yeah.
cool. It's just got a really I don't know, I'm just drawn to it.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, like the production on this, like Outkast has always been known for doing just like great studio stuff, and in this in particular, um, basically what they did is for a trick on this, they basically played an entire track backwards, so it kind of gives it that unusual like distorted like
Interesting.
feel. So it's basically like so when the whole underlying beat is like reverse as they're going.
Interesting.
It's nuts. They always did all kinds of crazy stuff. So, and I always liked that they were like, I mean, the two of those guys together, Andre 3000 Big Boy are just they're excellent together. And of course, Love Below, Hey Ya, all that stuff was the next record. So, but this was a good one, man. Miss Jackson is a great song. Dave Mattingly checking in as a board of directors presentation at a board of directors presentation. I want you to just introduce myself as Dave Mattingly. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Could you imagine just sitting there going,
Great.
"Did that just happen?"
That's great. Yeah, Outkast was nominated for Grammy in 2007. I could have sworn they won it, but it went to Common. By the way, and Common is also in a great show right now on Apple called Silo. Check it out. It's awesome. Fork Boy, you got it, Miss Jackson.
So
Love it.
fun.
Love it. Love it. All right. So where do I rank
Yes.
Miss Jackson by Outkast?
Do tell.
How many records does it deserve? And I would say this song, see, you just said it. Like, here's a song that once again is just permeating popular culture
Mhm.
in so many ways. The fact that your son, this is on his mix, like that says a lot
Yeah.
about a band, that came out, and this band, this record's 23 years
Yeah.
old, came out in 2000, still making waves. So where does Miss Jackson wind up? I give Miss Jackson a 4.5, just shy of
Woo!
5 records. I really like the song, and it's a great introduction for me into Outkast. For me personally, it was my
Sure.
introduction to Outkast. So I this was the first song, and I like it, and I think it deserves a 4.5 record. I think it's a really good song, really good
Nice.
song.
Nice. And,
So
on my list, I was trying to not put those annoying early 2000 songs. We all know there's a lot of annoying, like,
yeah,
overplayed,
yeah, oh yeah,
just everyone
there's
knows
so
it,
many.
but it was like it hit the science behind what a hit
Yeah,
would be, and you can spot it a mile away, that was
mhm,
all that it was. These are the songs that came from stories.
right. No, they're great songs. I mean, and that's the other thing too is like you gave me your list, and I really wanted to give like stuff that was just a little bit like not just a little.
Mhm,
They
mhm.
were hits, they were big, these bands
One-off-ishes.
made an impact during the time,
Yeah,
but, like, they're just a little. I mean, Linkin Park was a very large band, but it's not, it's not Shaggy, it's not Outkast, like, I wanted to just give some
yeah.
different stuff, so and that's why I gave you the list I gave you, which I'm still surprised that you knew 2 at, and I'm wondering if you're gonna know the last of my
Dun, dun,
picks. Dun, dun,
dun.
dun. But hey, everybody listening, if you're listening live and you're in the chat, let us know. Do you guys agree with the record ratings we've given so far? What would you have given to these songs we've discussed so far? Would love to know. Let us know. And if you're not listening live, that's fine. You can email us or let us know in the Facebook group, which you can get to by just using the link in our notes right now, completely free to join. Let us know. We want to hear from you. You can always also email us over at info@songswapshowdown.com because we love to hear from you guys. All right. So Final songs?
Final songs.
Final songs.
Final songs. All right, Chris. Your last song to me was Maps by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Yeah, yeah, yeahs.
So I feel like you've sent me a Yeah Yeah Yeahs or Yeah Yeah Yeahs
Yeah, yeah, yeahs.
song before. Did you?
I
Because
don't think it was this song.
I started pointing with you
Are you trying to
with a
turn me off?
remote.
Are you trying to
No,
turn me off
it
with the
was just
remote?
what was
Like
in my
you're like,
hand.
enough. Shut up.
It's
Shut
my
up.
fidget spinner. Tell me what song it was. Gosh. Hands in the air, Amanda. Stop touching things. I could try to Google it and I go, oh, none of these songs sound familiar. So maybe I'm thinking of something. I'm gonna have to look at our old playlist because I felt like
Yeah,
something was
I don't know
similar.
because I don't remember giving you maps before.
It wasn't Maps, but I think it was something by them.
Okay.
So, did I know this song?
Did you know this song?
No, but potentially. And why that
Is it
is
Asterix?
is because this was in How I Met Your Mother.
Was it really?
Yes, I guess season 1, episode 10.
Oh my god. I
Mm-hmm.
did not even remember that at all. I mean, I
Now,
watched those first bunch of seasons, but did not
and we're currently rewatching it, so I'm gonna have to go back to that episode and see. I guess it's when like Ted is reminiscing about Robin and their relationship and stuff like that, and it totally seems appropriate
interesting.
for that scenario. So I do believe that's probably truly in there. So I'm gonna have to go back
Mm,
and watch that episode because I feel like it's gonna hit a little different now that I've
right.
listened to the song with like the Chris and
Interesting.
Amanda Song Swap Showdown ears.
Right.
So I really like this song. I'm gonna
Okay.
pretend like I didn't hear it though before.
Right.
And it's really from what I read, songfacts.com, it was written about a relationship that parted ways because
Mhm.
her partner took a job in another city. And
Mhm.
it just was super powerful when 90% of the words in the song are wait, they don't love you like I love you.
Yeah.
Over and over and
Yep.
over and over, especially towards the end of the song. But really, I mean, that is such a powerful set of words and
Mhm.
lyrics right there
Yeah.
because that's the whole like thought of the song to
Right.
me was wait, they're not going to love you the way that I love you. And I think that's so sad because oftentimes I think relationships do break up. I mean, not just
Yeah.
romantic ones, but friendship ones, even because
They
you're
do.
going to a different place for a better something. And sometimes that grass is not always greener. And sometimes life takes us there and we don't have a choice either. So there's
Very true.
that. But you feel like, when someone's walking away that they're not going to be loved the same way. They may be loved differently,
Right.
but not the same way that you love somebody. And so I don't know. This song hit like my heartstrings a lot. A lot. So it's a super sad song though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't did you watch the music video for this at all? Did you happen to check
No,
out
I
the
did
video?
not.
You
I
should
did not.
watch the music
Okay.
video of this.
Is it
I
really like perfect with it?
it's it's uh it's like performance art. I don't know how else to
Ooh,
explain it. I just
okay.
it's a very emotional music video. I would absolutely check it out when you get a chance. I think you'll think about this song. I think it's just the song gets deeper. And that's my in
Mm,
my personal opinion. But
mm.
I always like this music video. It's very like you weigh on the lyrics a lot. I think you hang on the lyrics a lot more because of the video, but you'll see it. Check it out. I think you'll appreciate the song even
Mm.
more because of the performance in the video.
Kind of like our latest reaction video that after we watched that and listened to the version that we listened to, holy smokes.
Yeah.
Go check out our latest reaction video on the YouTube, you guys. It's beautiful and we loved it. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Yeah, I mean, well, and that's actually a song from the 2000s.
Yeah, it was so good. Okay, so where do I
Yeah.
rate this song, Maps?
Where are you rating Maps from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs?
I'm gonna give this one. I'm really torn between like a 4 and a 4.5. I don't think this is a 5 record because I don't think I could listen to this over and over and over. It would probably
Okay.
depress me.
All right.
That's fair, right?
Fair. That's fair.
So I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I feel 4.5. It
Okay.
deserves a 4.5.
4.5. All right. You are
4.5.
giving a 4.5. So even though you can't listen to the song over and over again, you're still
It
giving a high record rating.
I am
That's interesting.
because I feel like this would be almost too depressing to listen to over and over and over.
Hmm.
Yet it's a very good quality song with a really good message, and I think
Hmm.
it's sung really beautifully. So I feel like it deserves that rating for those reasons, even though, like,
Right.
I personally, like, my heart probably couldn't handle listening to it
Right.
for eternity.
Yeah, and it's funny too because this song, as much as it's kind of like a rock radio hit, was on MTV. It actually only charted to number 87 on Billboard.
I
But
can
charted
imagine.
higher in the UK at number 20 at 26.
Mhm.
So, and it is like one of their most popular songs. I mean, and yeah, Dave's got this in there too. Heads Will Roll by the A's. Great song. Actually, you actually hear that being remixed a lot. There's a lot of remixes of Heads Will Roll.
I
Lo-
did see there was, like, 4
yeah.
on their
Yeah.
Spotify.
And
Yep.
that's a really popular song, but Maps is a song that just like I don't know.
It
For me, I feel like it reminds me of like a Blondie. It's got these like
Mhm.
and I love Karen O's voice. I think is excellent. There's just something about this song that just is very haunting to me, and
Mhm.
I love the way the guitar sounds, just
Mhm.
the way the whole and like I said, the music video like really takes it to another level for me, like emotionally. But I've always loved the song, and I think as far as if we're talking about like songs from the 2000s, I mean these guys are also like a New York. I love the total New York band trio comes up through like
Mhm.
typical ways a lot of like New York underground bands have come up and somehow pierced through the mainstream and just become like bigger. And that happened a lot in the 2000s. Like you had like them, the Strokes. There were a few other bands that came up like through the New York scene, sort of revived like New York scene. So and this record, Fever to Tell, that this came off of, great record, solid record. Go back and revisit it if you haven't
I
listened to
will.
this whole record in a while. It's a very good record. Yeah. So I will take your 4.5 records. I think
4.5.
that's a solid record rating. Much
Mhm,
more,
mhm.
much higher than I thought you would give this song.
Very
I thought that you were
good.
gonna give this song an under 4. I thought it was gonna be somewhere in a
Mhm,
3.5
mhm.
to 3.8. So you surprised me, Amanda.
A serial killer
Amanda Sharp.
brain.
The brain of a serial killer.
Keeps you on the toes.
So we got a few comments here. Ian checking in with how much TV has Amanda watched? I don't know. Amanda watches you watch
I
TV.
used to watch TV all the time, and then the problem is I replay the same series over and over in the
Yeah.
background of things when I'm doing things, like not watching, but a
Yeah.
lot of TV.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, my sister, I will take credit for the 4.5. Yeah. I will say my sister was one of the ones who said you should give her yeah, yeah, yes maps. So
Look at that!
she
Good
was
job,
one of the ones,
Stephanie.
yeah. So she was one of the ones that voted for that song to make it on my playlist this week. And Dave saying I'm not a big fan of any of today's songs, so I'd give most of them around a 3.
Okay.
So, all right, great, Dave. I like your honest opinion on it. That's good. Good to know.
This is what the
All right.
show's about.
Listen, Dave, check it in saying I would give most of these songs a 3 record. All right, Dave,
That's
you got
fair.
it.
That's
All
fair.
right. So your last song to me, which is a song I had not heard before, by the way.
I thought you said you had heard all 3
Yeah,
songs.
I misspoke actually. I had not heard the third song. I I know who he is,
Mhm.
but I did not listen to a ton of his music to be honest with you.
Mhm, that's fair. He
So
doesn't sound like he would be from the 2000s.
no, he does not.
Mhm.
He does not. And he was actually only born 1 year before me, by the way. So
Yeah, baby.
he's a baby. 1 year before me. So we're talking about Raymond Charles Jack LaMontagne. Is that how you say it?
We're gonna go with it.
LaMontagne?
Mhm,
LaMontagne.
mhm.
Born June 18th, 1973. An American singer-songwriter and musician. He has released 8 studio records. And the song we're discussing that came off of um which record was this? I think this was this is I think Till Sun Turns Black.
Yes, yes,
This
that is one.
song, yeah, so I had not heard this song before, which is called 3 More Days. So song I'd not heard before, but man, I really jammed to the song. I thought it was very cool. Very cool sounding tune. It reminded me immediately, I don't know why, but right away, I was thinking of The Faces. Like that's what came to my mind, like right
Mm.
away. It had a very Faces kind of vibe to it, even though he doesn't sound like Rod Stewart or any like,
Yeah.
but it just had that kind of vibe, and I really liked it, and enough that I was like, maybe I should start diving into his catalog more than being a very pedestrian like listener of his music. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. For some reason, I just never I never got any traction with him. I know a lot of people like him. I know he's very popular. I mean, he's obviously a great songwriter. He's had a lot of hits in that way. But this song in particular, I really dug. I like this song. And I had not heard this song before. So this was something so you
we're
and
both
I
2 out of
both
3.
2 out of 3. So real quick, if no one's ever heard this song before, let me play a little bit of 3 More Days by Ray LaMontagne. So, but I love the vibe of this, man. This is like, I don't know, it's like
It's
I'm
so
getting
chill.
so I'm saying getting very faces, maybe like Traffic, like little Traffic. It's got a 70s vibe for sure. Little 60s soul R&B.
Like kind of Van Morrison a little bit.
Van Morrison, yeah, another good comparison. He's got more of a Van Morrison type of voice.
Yeah.
I like that. Good tune, man. Girl, I will be coming home. A little Crosby, Stills and Nash, a little bit. Yeah. Very R&B. Like, I just dig it.
It really doesn't seem like it's so recent.
Yeah. I like it. I like the vibe of this. So I really dug it. I don't know if I could give it 5 records, but I really enjoyed the song. I really enjoyed it.
So glad.
And I want to dive into more of his music because of this song. Which now let me ask you before I give my rating. How is this on your radar? Was this like the Amanda Pandora station and it came on? I knew it.
It's like a Norah Jones type, PlayStation.
The Norah Jones station.
Yeah, leads me down. And I mean, this, you can see where this would immediately just blend beautifully after listening to a Norah Jones song and similar type of people. So it just adds, and his voice is just so soothing and just chill. But the beat it's got a vibe to it that also like gets me moving, even though it's so relaxing. It's very powerful. Yeah.
It's got good groove, really good groove.
It's like I can get into a groove when I'm listening to that song.
I could see that.
It puts me, into a rhythm.
Yeah.
It's good. It
makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, like I said, I dug the song, and I'm with you on it. I feel good. Makes me want to dive into more. So with all that being said, I'm going to give it a solid 4 records.
All right.
I think it deserves a solid 4 records for being that way. So.
Man, so I had all 4s.
4 records. So you had all 4s.
And 2 4s and a 4.5.
So if we tally it all up.
Someone do our math for us.
You get Amanda Amanda is at 12.5.
I'll let Chris do the math while I drink a cup of coffee.
Amanda's at 12.5. While Chris myself is sitting at a 12.1. That makes Amanda the winner of this week's Song Swap Showdown.
That's so exciting, but I really didn't think that my songs would do that this week. Well, it was the Numb. I shouldn't have, man.
Yeah.
I could have been a little bit more gracious with Numb.
Tony's saying, I'm in the cabin writing my memoirs while sipping whiskey type of song.
Yes, that's, yeah.
I dig that.
That's a good, that's a good interpretation. I'm cheating too, Amanda. My 3 Aussie songs from 2000s are Lighthouse by the Waves. Thank you.
2002 special ones
by George. That in the special 2 by Missy Higgins 2005.
All right, thank you, Ian.
Nice.
He's cheating too.
I know. So maybe I should say that because my first one wasn't technically American, that was the rule. Maybe this makes it a tie.
I could just void out your song.
That whole song, and then you're the winner.
And then I'm the but I won't do that.
No. So we'll let the community decide. The winning is in your hands. Does my original 4.0 for It Wasn't Me get thrown out the window or edited because of my error and not following the rules? You decide. So the winner will not be decided until the community has spoke.
You make the call.
You make the call.
Yeah. Good. I think you both give a little more points just to not hurt your partner's feelings.
I mean, maybe a little.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I was pretty solid with it's a tie.
I like that.
There's
I
no
like that.
ties.
Arm wrestle for it. You'd win.
The arm wrestle. I don't know.
I got no
You
more
might beat me.
arm strength
You
anymore.
might beat me. All right, well, all very, very exciting stuff here today. So this was a lot of fun. However, the
Mhm.
show is not over because we do have to pick next week's theme, which means
Bring on that wheel.
we're doing the wheel.
Do the wheel.
I love your face.
I cannot stand how much I love that.
We're spinning a wheel of show themes. All right. So before we get into spinning the wheel of show themes, we do have a sponsor for the wheel of show
We
themes,
do.
by the way, which is the Next Gen Podcaster, everybody. So this week's sponsor is Next Gen Podcaster. So attention podcasters, ever thought about mastering AI for your podcast? Well, Next Gen Podcaster has just the thing for you. Their new workbook, Mastering Chat GPT for Podcasters. It's filled with over 120 effective Chat GPT prompts to supercharge your content creation. You know what the best part is, Amanda? It's free.
It's for free.
It's free for free. It's free with a 1-month trial membership or just $9.99 without. But don't miss out. Elevate your podcasting game today with Next Gen Podcaster. And we all know how essential ChatGPT has become to marketing. And I'm telling you, I have seen a lot of the stuff that's in this ChatGPT for podcasters, and it is
Agreed.
going to level you up. So please do not hesitate.
Level up.
Join Next Gen Podcaster today. Take advantage of that. I'm telling you guys, it's great, especially if you're in podcasting. And quite frankly, if you're in any kind of creative space, don't have to just be a podcaster. It's going to help you level up. So take advantage of it right
Absolutely.
now. 100%. All right. So let's spin the wheel.
Do this.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh. This is
Can
so
everybody see the wheel? All right. So once again, for those of you just listening, you may want to watch the video version of this, but as we do at the end of every show, starting now, we do spin the wheel. So right now on the screen is our big wheel, literally is a wheel
Big
with
wheel,
all different show topics that have been submitted from our community, as well as our own. And if you want to be included, you have to join our Song Swap Showdown Facebook group to be entered in, to put your suggestion in. You'll put your suggestion in, and we will add you to the wheel. So, all right, Amanda, we're spinning the wheel.
Spin it.
Let's do it. Whoops. There it goes.
It's gone.
There
It's
it goes.
gone. Spin, spin, spin the wheel. Let's it go
Spin the
round
wheel.
and round.
What is our next?
Boy. Oh boy. Oh my.
Breakup songs submitted by community member Tina Johnson. Breakup songs.
I'm coming in hard.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
coming hard on these ones.
Breakup songs. That is our next show theme.
Our
Submitted
next show theme.
by Tina Johnson. Well, Tina, thank you so much for submitting that recommendation. So our next show is your fault. I'm just
Okay. Fun. Breakup.
So everybody get a spin. I love it. So everybody get ready. We want to know. We will put the post in the Facebook group. Let us know what some of your top breakup songs are. We want to hear from you. And we'll put our list together. And so our next show will be featuring those breakup songs, and we'll be rating them on a scale of 1 to 5 records, and also seeing whose breakup song playlist reigns supreme, whose breakup songs are going to be the ones that help get you through that tough time, all the stages of breakup grief.
All the grief.
All of them.
All the grief.
All of grief.
I'm ready for it.
We should also do too, like just to add it in there, just for the fun of it, is like, what are some of your favorite breakup movies too? Like,
oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm there for that.
Bring the tears. Here we go.
Or
I'll
the
be here for
revenge.
that one too.
Or the revenge.
Great show. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. We are excited. So that is next week's show theme, brought to you by our good friends at Next Gen Podcaster on the big wheel of show theme. Sorry, I had to play it. I had to play it again just to see your face.
It's so much fun.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Song Swap Showdown. We appreciate you. Please make sure you hit that follow or subscribe button wherever you're checking the show out, whether you're listening to us anywhere you get podcasts or watching us over on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Of course, as we said, join our Facebook group. You can do that by checking it out in the notes below. Please make sure you support our sponsors, Next Gen Podcaster. All those links are also in the notes. And make sure you follow us, though, on YouTube, because we drop a lot of videos. Right now, we have some highlights video. We've been doing music video reactions right now. We just did a music video reaction of the Papa Roach classic. Last Resort.
Yes,
I blanked out a name for a second. I'm like, wait, what was the name of that song yet? No, we just did a music video reaction on that, which is always hilarious. Make sure you watch read the comments on that. Yeah, we did the Falling in Reverse video reaction to Last Resort. We have some more coming up, more in the tank. So let us know too. What music videos would you like to see us react to, react to? So let us know as well. We'll put that actually in the Facebook group because we'd love to hear from you guys and see what else you'd like us to react to, because a lot of people seem to be digging that. So, all right, everyone, let us know. We will check you out in the Facebook group. Everybody have an awesome 4th of July, by the way, if you're checking this out. So have a very safe holiday. Amanda, any final words for our folks?
Nope, just that it was a fun show. Thank you all for showing up. We had a lively chat today, which helps our show so much. So thank you.
Chris is living his morning suit.
That's
yeah, you're not wrong, bud. All right, everyone, have a great rest of the week. And as our say it, Amanda. What does our friend Mark Ronick always say in the Clubhouse group?
He says, "Make it a great day, everyone."
There you go. All right, everyone. Cheers. See ya.
Bye.